name is Lindy Sherries and I used to be a Sangoma. In this channel, I talk about everything, guys. Abokorobela, the secrets that we were taught not to share with you guys, how we used to trick you guys, the spirits, how everything works when you go to a Sangoma for consultation, Yamatambo. So whether you believe in God or don't believe in God, please check out this channel so we can talk about it. If you believe in God, let's share the gospel. If you don't believe in God, you can check out the channel too. I want to hear your opinion and I want people to actually share their opinion, not insulting me without saying why. Thank you, and I'll see you on my channel.
Yes, make sure you go to that channel right now. The Truth, Lindy Shiris. Please go there and subscribe. She was a Sangoma, and now she has certain truths to share that would help people who believe in going to Sangomas. In case you are from West Africa or from other parts of Africa, not Southern Africa, Sangoma is basically like a witch doctor or like a babalao, where you go and consult when you have problems, when you need help, and that kind of thing, when you have to somehow give money, sacrifices, and ancestors, all those kind of stuff, which is very, very unbiblical. And a lot of it, is deception. So please make sure you go and subscribe right now at The Truth, Lindy Shiris. Please make sure you do that right away. Thank you so much, Bereans, for joining me at this time of the day. If you're here for the very first time, my name is Solomon Izang Ashams. They call me Uncle Solomon. So I'm so happy and glad to have you here. It's always a pleasure to have you guys here. And I do hope you're doing well. How are you preparing for the holiday? Are you traveling? Are you staying home? Are you visiting families? What is your wife and kids, what are they going to be doing this holiday? Please share and tell me about it so I can post it right there. What is a typical Christmas holiday for you guys? And New Year? Well, for Christmas, I'm going to be in Johannesburg with my family. It's been a while. We all stayed home. I don't remember the last time we actually stayed home for Christmas. We normally go visit my kids' grandparents, or we go down to Nigeria to visit my parents. Or we just go somewhere else. But because Christmas, we're going to be here. We're a bit tired. But then we leave on the 30th of December. We leave for Cape Town. We fly to Cape Town for the New Year. We're going to be in Cape Town into the New Year for a week. So hope our kids, we're going to have fun. The last time we went to Cape Town for holiday was about 3 years ago. 3 years ago. And our kids were still young, I mean, the younger one was actually just sleeping all the time. So he didn't even know we were in Cape Town. But now he's aware we're going to Cape Town. The older one's like, no, let's go to Cape Town again. So he's going to now be able to create memory because, as the older kids grow, the better for them. We didn't want to travel with them so much. We love traveling, myself and my wife. And we're going to travel a lot with them because we believe traveling is a great way to educate yourself around cultures, the world, and just a whole lot of different aspects of society. But I hope you're doing well. Choni here says, I'm leaving Joburg for Limpopo on Thursday. Oh, wow. Great. Make sure you have fun in Limpopo. Welcome back, Solo, watching from Ireland. Wow, great to have you here. Awesome. Candy says, traveling to Maryland to spend the holiday with my family. And on Christmas morning, we go to a homeless shelter to serve food to those in need. Wonderful. Great way to spend Christmas. I would advise some of you guys who don't have ideas of how you're going to spend Christmas, please make sure that you do that. Richard from Zambia, I see you. Ezin Wanyi. Great to have you here. Bongani, great to have you. Alice saying hello to all the Bereans. Evelyn, great to have each and every one of you guys here. Amazing. Yeah. So I am diving into what I call oops, sorry about that. Gospel musicians' pregnancy. So there's this gospel musician in South Africa. Her name is Winnie Mashaba. She's well known. She sings in local languages. She's one of the most respected gospel musicians in South Africa. And she's been in the industry for maybe over 20 years now. She's part of a very big, I wouldn't call it a church. I think it's a cult, not even a church. ZCC, Zion Christian Church, they call it. They're the biggest in Southern Africa, about 5 million strong. But then they're involved in, you drink tea, there are certain things that you buy, you use, and then your life would be okay. And the leader who founded the church is kind of like worshipped and all that kind of stuff. So she's a member of that church. So she was been married for about 17 years until recently when she got divorced. And not long ago when she got divorced, just last week, she showed photos of her pregnant. So people were now asking, I was asking myself too. I said, no, I'm not going to jump into the bandwagon. In social media, once we see somebody pregnant, we now begin to congratulate them. I don't belong here. I don't belong there. Me, I would ask questions. And please ask questions about me too. I would ask questions. She just got divorced, right? I don't agree with divorce. I don't even know what happened. There are allegations that he was involved with some of our backup singers and all that kind of stuff, but you just got divorced and now you're pregnant. Are you married or not? Did you get married or did you decide to have a boyfriend and just get pregnant? I know she said in the media that even if she gets married, she's not going to tell anybody. So maybe she got married, or maybe she didn't get married. Because obviously, if you got married, getting pregnant, that's the time that people would see the husband. And it's a great time to also introduce your husband, right? So I looked at a few things, So this is Winnie Mashaba, right? This is her here as a pregnant wife from this photo shoot she did and released last week and this week. So you can see she's pregnant. She is 41 years of age. So obviously, I think she's been wanting to get pregnant for some time. Maybe the problem, lack of pregnancy, was either his side. I'm going to tell you why, because I'm going to show you something that she wrote. It seems like it's a way to get back to her ex-husband, or to get back to people who were accusing her of not being able to conceive, which is very difficult for any woman who wishes to have kids. So this is her again with her pregnancy. You could see her face has changed. If you know her very well, she's not as chubby as she looks now. And this is her with some of her nieces. Obviously, I think maybe it was a baby shower and she's celebrating it. All this, the father of the child is nowhere to be seen. All of this. And we're talking about a supposedly gospel artist we're talking about here. And the first time she got pregnant and she posted this photo, under the photo, this is what she wrote. She wrote Romans 8:31. What then shall we say to these things? If God is for us, who can be against us? So basically, it seems like she is sadly picking a fight with others, right? Which is not really a great thing to do. She really wanted to let this go for the people who said, God is not with you because you've not been able to fall pregnant. Now here she's using a scripture from Romans 8. If God is for us, who can be against us? You see, leaders, whether you like it or not, as long as you are a leader, as long as you are in a public figure, whether you like it or not, your life will be scrutinized. I think it's not just public figures that we should scrutinize their lives. We should scrutinize each other's lives. Not because we want to condemn them, not because we want to tell them where they're wrong. No, because we want to ask questions, because we need to be accountable, because there are certain expectations that is expected of us. For gospel artists, if she is not married, to get pregnant just after getting divorced, what does that say? about her as a leader because a lot of other younger women look up to her. And sadly, when I posted that, anyway, let me share one of the posts that she also put on. This is one of the posts that she also put on. So she put on this, just this yesterday, I think. She said, surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Psalm 23:6. So you can see she's using scriptures. She said, my humble thanks to everyone for messages of support as I keep all women in prayers who are struggling to conceive. I know the pain of being called names, maltreatment, etc. And I assure you that God is with you throughout the journey. So, from this, you can see outrightly, she's been trying to conceive for a long time, but she struggled. And people, maybe families and in-laws and friends or whatever, were now beginning to call her name and not treat her right because she couldn't conceive. Not a good way to treat any woman. Because a woman couldn't conceive does not mean that you should begin to maltreat her and call her names. It is God that enables a woman to conceive, not the woman's wisdom or knowledge or whatever. No. So we must stop doing those things in Africa where we feel because you're not able to conceive and have your own kids, then you are sort of like you're sort of like not a woman. You call them names. No, wrong thing. Yeah. So you shouldn't do that. But how did she conceive? Did she go through an IVF? She's 41. Did she go through an IVF? Does the baby have a father? And I think as a leader, as a Christian, as a gospel artist, you need to be transparent in that regard. Transparency would help people. That's why I said, I myself, I would not congratulate her. We jump in congratulating people, even if their action, their action, their pregnancy was a product of sin. We went ahead and congratulate them. How do I congratulate a woman who is living with a man and they're not married and she is pregnant? How do I congratulate her? I cannot. And that's not supposed to mean that the pregnancy is from God. The pregnancy is from God, but how the pregnancy came about is not godly. The child is from God and God loves the child, but how the child came about is not godly. It came in from an action called sin, which is fornication. So don't think I do not love or I do not accept or I see anything wrong with the child. No. This is not about the child. The child is innocent. The child was not the one who asked the mother to go and have sex so he could come. No. And we need to probe each other. Not because, we need to be accountable. One of the things we don't like doing, even as Christians and as Bereans, we need to learn to be accountable. We need to be as accountable as possible. Where I'm not threatened I'm not going to be threatened when you ask me about my life as a husband. When you see any action, why should I be threatened? Why should I feel you shouldn't ask me that question? But nowadays, they'll tell you, no, that's none of your business. So why are you a leader? Why are you my friend if I ask you a question and you're telling me, you're going beyond your boundaries? How do I know you better? How do I even know how to help you? How do I even know how to pray for you? So, pardon me, I'm not going to congratulate anyone, especially leaders who claim to be Christians. I'm not going to congratulate them if I suspect there is an act of sin. Yeah, if she comes out and says, look, I got married 1 year ago, and then obviously you have to calculate. You got divorced at this time and then you got married. How does that work? Okay, she got married 1 year ago. Now she got a baby. Now she got pregnant and all that. Yeah, I'll go ahead and congratulate her. But until then, I would withhold my congratulation. I will postpone my congratulation. And people think a baby comes from God. Yes, babies come from God, of course. Did they come from the devil? But how they come, how you get pregnant is important. Yes, I know there's a lot of you guys, you're single mothers or whatever. You made a mistake. You repented. You moved on. It's as simple as that. But sometimes you also have to live with the consequences of your mistakes. Sometimes you have to live for the consequences for the rest of your life. Sometimes you have to live with the consequences for 10 years, for 20 years. Yes, there's the mercy of God, but there's also the God who is a God of justice. So we must be careful when we jump the bandwagon and see somebody just bought a car, a Rolls Royce, congratulations and all that. You know he bought this car, but you know the kind of job that he does, that he cannot afford a car like this. And you jump and congratulate him without asking questions. It's not going to work. They just bought a house. You see a young girl, 23, just finished university 2 years ago, got a job, and now she's bought this big house and she's driving a very fast car. And you know her. You ask questions. Excuse me. Do you mind? They have the right to tell you the truth or not, but at least you are being a friend. You're showing care, because that's what friends do. That's what people who love others do. Not because you're looking for a story. No. If your life is like that, then you have a problem. Let me check out some of these comments here. Now, first, let me show you. When I said I'm withholding my congratulations until I get to know who the father is and if she was married or not, I posted it on Facebook. And these are two of the replies that came out. There a lot of replies. People commented rather. Somebody say, "Yo, whether she conceived in marriage or not is none of our business." Can you hear that? And this person will claim to be Christian. What do you mean it's none of our business? We are one body. We are one body. It's our business. Because she's a public figure, it's our business. Public figures are examples, either good examples or bad examples, depending on their actions. Pastors are examples. Gospel artists are examples. Whether good examples or bad examples, whatever they do, they are influencing people. Someone also said, "We used to pay." Yes. Keep your congratulations to yourself. We're not Deputy Jesus. So they said I should keep my congratulations to myself, and they're calling me Deputy Jesus. That's what people who love to sin and they don't love when you tell them their sin. They don't love it when you call out their sin. They call you Deputy Jesus. That's what they've been calling me lately, Deputy Jesus, because they love to sin and they'll say, "Don't touch me. I'm okay with my sin." That's what they love. Pearl says, "We must stand on the word of God in everything we do or say, because by God, all actions are weighed." Exactly. Malachirza said, "Even if she is newly married, God wouldn't acknowledge that marriage if the first husband is still living." Yeah, the first husband is still alive, by the way. Choni says, "I remember destroying all the CDs of ZCC singers in my father's house." Mary says, "Thank you, brother. We tend to celebrate things that are bad or late. Bad of late, exactly. Things that are, we need to think about these things. We shouldn't just jump in the bandwagon because we want to trend everybody, because this issue is trending, so we're just going to say congratulations, and all that. Yeah, quite a bit of comments here. I hate ZCC. My late daughter was haunted by ZCC spirits. Even my sister, we were banned to listen to ZCC music in my house, including Winnie's, because the devil can get to you through music. Anyway. Pastor Chris Mukoki says, so we know the cult of the church she belongs to, so this should not be a surprise. Indeed. Indeed. How about the leader of the church himself? Barnabas, the leader of the church. What sort of marital life is he living? From what I hear, no, he's a polygamist. And the fact is, it's a church. The fact is, she says she's a gospel artist. But you see, my lesson from all of this is don't jump and congratulate people who sinned to get pregnant, who sinned to buy a car, who sinned to build a house, who sinned to make money. If you love them, you would ask them because you know there's a question mark there. Christians, Bereans, let's stop congratulating people. Let's stop patting people in the back and telling them, congratulations, or wow, the grace of God has finally showed up. That is not the grace of God. That is a corruption of the mind of people that led them to do what they did. We must ask questions. That is what is called accountability. It's simple. I would not congratulate her. Maybe I should wait for the baby. When the baby comes around, then I can congratulate the baby because the baby is from God. But the act is not of God. We must stop going around and congratulating. Would I go to a baby shower of a single mother, of a woman who just decided to get pregnant with a man, and you invite me to the baby shower? You think I would go? I'm not going to go. I'm not going to endorse that. Even if I go, I would say no. I don't endorse it. It's simple. We must take a stand. We must not follow what everyone is doing. We must not just go around and keep saying, congratulating or keep endorsing sinful lifestyle. Because if you keep doing that, you are also that way, or you're gonna become that way. And then we're gonna be lost as Christians. They will not know the difference between who we are as Christians and those people who are not Christians or who are struggling Christians or backsliding Christians. It's simple. And I'm not trying to say she's less of a woman or whatever. No, no, no. Remember, let's separate the action from the person. Winnie Mashaba is different from somebody who got, is different from her getting pregnant. I'm talking about how the pregnancy came about. But in totality, I'm saying we must stop going around and endorsing sin. We're normalizing sin by endorsing sin. Everywhere we go, we know people, we know this guy is corrupt and he got money in a corrupt way. He bought a house and we go there celebrating without really saying, hey, brother, so you are also corrupt. You're also corrupt. Except you don't know. For me, if I know, I would tell you. If I got a hint of anything, I would tell you. If I cannot tell you face to face, I will say it publicly like this if you're a public figure. You're a public figure. That's why we have to discuss this thing publicly. So make sure you go into the year 2022 as someone who will be a speaker of truth, who would stand for truth. Some people, when I posted that out, people were attacking me and saying, people will come after me. I didn't go to prison to be afraid of people. After going to prison, I'm out here. You think I'm going to be afraid of anyone? Come on. Let's be speakers of truth. It's time for accountability. Accountability doesn't mean you come to me and tell me the truth. No. Sometimes you have to go to them and ask them for the truth about their action. Because you love them. Not because you're looking for gossip or you're looking to condemn them. No. If that is your intention, then you are not really somebody who is actually really seeking for accountability. Subusiso Dlamini said, Uncle Sol, this is sad news. She's divorced while I was happy. She is pregnant. Thus, her boyfriend got her pregnant, not her hubby. No. Someone is laughing here and saying you don't know what she has been through. Whatever she has been through, don't try to play the victim. You see, that's what we do. I've been through this. I was dumped. The father of my, my father of my, I couldn't conceive, and then they left me. And this, you're playing the victim. God doesn't understand you when you're playing the victim, especially when you use the victim card to go and disobey His laws. It doesn't work that way. Don't tell me you're seeking for sympathy. No, obey the word, obey the commandments, obey the laws, obey the principles of God. But we have allowed ourselves to move away from the kingdom principle. We move to the worldly principle. We've allowed ourselves to do that. They don't even know the difference between us, Christians, and those who are not Christians because of things like this. You see Christian women getting pregnant anywhere. They feel they are 35, 37, they don't have a boyfriend or whatever, they just decide to get pregnant. And we have normalized that in church. Wake up. There are consequences that would follow you. It's not just easy to get, I'm just going to get pregnant, have a baby, and then I'm going to ask God for forgiveness and all that. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. Go ask other people. Elvis Ukop, thank you so much for the $5 super sticker. Really appreciate your donation. Watching the Hawks say, keep up the good work, Mr. Soul. The job is plenty, but the laborers are very few. Hannah says, some people don't know how to deal with trauma and hurt. Yeah. Some people don't know, and they just go and then if you don't really deal with it appropriately, then you end up making wrong choices that you have to deal with for a long time, or your kids that are coming up would have to deal with it. I want to make, there are decisions that we make that we have to face the consequences as parents, as a father or as a mother. But there are decisions that we would make that our children would have to face the consequences. And I told myself, I don't want to make decisions, choices in my life today that my children will have to face the consequences. I want to make it very easy for them to live their life. And the first thing I do is to introduce them to Jesus. The next thing I do is to make sure I am the best and the first example of following Jesus. They're not for them to go out to look for an example of what it takes to follow Jesus, but to see it in my life. I have 2 boys, so I have a responsibility. 2 boys, so they're men. I have a responsibility for them to see and know how to treat their wives when they grow up, how to be a husband, how to be a father, how to be in a community, how to treat women, whether you're not married to them, but when you see women, how to treat them, how to respect women. how not to abuse women in any way. I have a responsibility. So I'm not going to begin to create problems for my kids today whilst they are still growing up. Through my choices, I create problems for them that they would encounter 20 years, 30 years from now. No, it's not going to work. It's not going to work at all. So Bereans, I encourage you, stand up for the truth. This is the time for truth. This is the time for accountability. Let's not praise sin. Enough is enough. Stop praising sin. Stop endorsing sin. Most people that endorse and defend and praise sin, they also love to sin. People that would support girls who just get pregnant without really getting married, or men who just go and get women pregnant without getting married. People that defend and praise them, they also love that. They would also do the same thing. Now stop calling yourself Christians if that is what you love. Thank you so much, guys. May the Lord bless you, keep you. May you continue to be accountable and truthful in all your ways. God bless you. Have a wonderful holiday.
My name is Lindy Sherries, and I used to be a Sangoma. In this channel, I talk about everything, guys. Abokorobela, the secrets that we were taught not to share with you guys, how we used to trick you guys, the spirits, how everything works when you go to a Sangoma for consultation, yamatambo. So whether you believe in God or don't believe in God, please check out this channel so we can talk about it. If you believe in God, let's share the gospel. If you don't believe in God, you can check out the channel too. I want to hear your opinion, and I want people to actually share their opinion, not insulting me without saying why. Thank you, and I'll see you on my channel.